Yo, what's up, people? Party people. Whew. Turtle Boy Tuesdays. What's up, everybody? Mad brick in this bitch. It is tons of. I don't know if you guys. We have so much snow in Worcester County. Look at all this shit. It always snows here. Always snows. Whew. Again, I missed this 2 years ago when I was in jail. I missed the whole winter. That was the only good thing about jail. Was being in jail at the worst time, the worst weather. So I missed all this crap. It's so cold, dude. No joke. It's a completely different climate in Boston. When I was in Dedham for the winter, it like never snowed. Never snows there. Or it snows just like a little bit. It's like crazier. I guess the ocean's got something to do with it. But what's up, everybody? Okay. Okay. Good morning, everybody. This is the Bus Stop Live Check-In. I do this every morning ever since October 11th, 2023. When I got jacked up by Brian Tully and the state police right here at my kid's bus stop. Right here. All right. And right here. And in case they try to do it again, I want to get it on film. That's why I started doing this. And just kind of turned into a tradition where we talk about the events of the day and whatever. So didn't have it yesterday. Everybody thinks I'm dead when I don't do a Bus Stop Live or arrested in jail. I'm not in jail. I simply, it was Martin Luther King Day. Okay. I was having a dream and wake up, stayed in bed. I was happy. But Sunday was awesome. Let's talk about the weekend, man. Let's talk about the weekend. New England Patriots back where we belong, right? The AFC Championship game. That used to be where our season began. I think this is something like our 16th AFC Championship game, something ridiculous like that. Remember the Chiefs made 7 AFC Championships in a row, something like that? We used to do that all the time. We made 8. So I guess they couldn't quite catch us because they didn't even make the playoffs this year. I don't know if you guys heard about that. And then Mahomes got injured, but they weren't going anywhere anyway. They were done. They were done before the Mahomes injury. So you know who that never happened to? Tom Brady. Tom Brady plays a healthy season. He's making the playoffs, period. He just does. He might not win the Super Bowl every year, but he's pretty much guaranteed almost to be in the AFC Championship unless some fluke happens. And it was awesome. So it's great, man. We are back. I was real worried. I was kind of worried about the Texans because they got a real good defense. You just never know. They had a lot of swagger. They'd won 10 games. I know it's the Texans. That's why part of you is just like, bro, it's the Texans. So, it's the Texans, like one of those teams, like the Jaguars, the Steelers. It's like the ones that scare you are the Ravens, right? And I hate to say it, but Denver, right? Because that's next. So, we got Denver next. But we get gifted something, right after they beat the Bills and knock them out. So we don't have to worry about them. Right after that, Denver announces they have lost their quarterback. Bo Nix, he's just gone. And I didn't even know who the backup was. So I Googled, who's the backup on the Broncos? Jared Stidham. Oh, nice. Tom Brady's old backup for his last year here. And he was Mac Jones' backup. If you're Mac Jones' backup, that's not good. If you can't beat out Mac Jones, that's not good. So, and Cam Newton, you couldn't beat out Cam Newton. I don't know. So Stidham is we're going up against him. You never know, though. We lost to Big Dick Nick Foles in 2017 in the Super Bowl. So you never know. You never know. They're still the Broncos, and they're still at home. And you just never know. But I like our chances. We were 4.5-point favorites on the road. I think if Nix was playing, I think the Broncos would be 1.5-point favorites if they had won that game if Nix was healthy, but he's not, and that makes a lot. It's the most important position. He's gone. So we look pretty healthy too. We have no major injuries right now. That's great if we win this game. So I'm not getting ahead of myself. Okay, if we win this AFC Championship game, you know what that means. Super Bowl. We're going back to the Super Bowl. I was like, maybe in 5 years we'll be in the Super Bowl. Maybe. It's a gradual process, Ask the Bills. Ask some of these Lions. Ask some of these teams that have like come along and oh, they're good again, and then they just don't get there, you know. And we're just back. We're just like that. We're just back. We took 5 years off. We went 4-13 in the last couple of years, which is horrible. We drafted well, right? For once, we got May and Campbell and Woodson's a good little safety we got there. We got a nice little crew, and we're back, you know. And it's like we just skipped the whole. Like I would have been so satisfied if you told me we would go 10-7 this year and make the wild card. I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's go. And then losing the wild card round, I'm like, that's huge progress, dude. Huge improvement. And then next year maybe we go a little further and blah blah blah. No, we just skip the line. That's what we do in New England. We skip the line. We go right to the front. We go right to the AFC Championship game, and we're favored in it. And if we get to the Super Bowl, it's got to be a Stafford May Super Bowl. It's got to be Rams. So this would be the third matchup with us and them if we play them. And that's the matchup everybody wants to see is the two MVP candidates, Stafford versus May. And that's the game right there. Seattle, on the other hand, has Sam Darnold. And the last time Sam Darnold played us, he said he was seeing ghosts on the Jets. I'm not the least bit. We will murder the Seahawks if we play them. Murder them. Like, we will fucking kill them. We're not losing a Sam Darnold sucks. So he's like injured, a little hurt right now. We're going to kill them if we play them. So they better hope they send us the Rams because that'll be a good game. And, we'll see what happens. But anyway, yeah, I noticed. So that's sport ball. And obviously last night, congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers. That's a great story, man. Indiana is not a football school. They suck at football. They're a basketball school. And they haven't been good at basketball in a long time, but they're a basketball school. They've won championships in basketball. It's like the basketball state. It's where Larry Bird's from. It's Indiana. It's what they do there: race cars and basketball. And but they're not a football school, and they just got good. The last team to beat the Indiana Hoosiers in a football game. Notre Dame Fighting Irish. That's the last team. We beat them in the playoffs last year and made the Natty ourselves. And so, congratulations to the Hoosiers. They were the best team in the country by far this year. They went 16-0. I mean, I can't believe that. That's crazy. You just the name, the brand itself. You're like, Indiana ain't never winning a championship. They did. They did it. So congratulations to them. So anyway, awesome work. Anyway, so let's talk about everything else that's going on. Man, I sure picked a swell time to be drama free, huh? Again, I'll stay out of it. Besides some light commentary, if everybody else is discussing it and it's out there, like you can point out what's happening and talk about it without being, drama free. And wanting unity is not drama, just to be very clear. Like if my goal is unity of the movement, to support justice for those who have been falsely accused of crimes and other things in Norfolk County, if I want unity amongst all followers, that is not drama. Okay, if I'm pushing that, so that's all I push for is unity. And there has obviously been a lack of unity ever since September, essentially, and everybody knows I've played a part in that. It's nobody's fault entirely, but I don't feel that way. I feel like this whole situation was avoidable, and it's better for everybody if it just ends. That we all unite again. So stupid. We were all like going for a free Kara Reid like 7 months ago, but one person in this movement who carries a lot of whose words matter very much, a very influential person, more so than me, is Melanie Little. And I say more so than me because she's kind of viewed more as like the adult in the room, whereas I'm like the out of control teenager who gets in trouble a lot and says stupid stuff and gets, puts his foot in his mouth and digs his own grave. That guy. Melanie Little is a distinguished attorney, all right, who generally likes to stick to the case and stick to whatever she's covering. She covers a lot of cases, a lot of them, man. Not just Karen Reid. She does a lot of cases out there. She follows it. She's a really good law tuber. So she is, so yesterday she went on she did her Valid Truth journey. And that is unusual for her because she generally likes to stay out of that stuff. I'm sure she observes some of it, but she's not on Twitter, so she doesn't see it as much. And she doesn't really know what's going on. She doesn't like to light fires too much, but you know, she's still a human being. And when people criticize her or say things that are untrue about her, she has a right to address it. And people have been, because there's this kind of thing where people who don't pick a side, like Mazza, Emily C, Melanie Little, others like that, who aren't explicitly like, you'll never see any of those people. Like Jess Machado has picked a side, okay? Like people, like Will has picked a side, like stuff like that. Whereas like other people just want to be like, I just want to raise money and help out, and be drama free and encourage Eden to be drama free and blah 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 blah. So that's a good thing, right? But unfortunately, people like that, who have not chosen a side, have been attacked as well, because you're sitting on the fence and you're not speaking out against this horrible person called Turtle Boy, who we all followed not too long ago. And so that's just they've been coming after her and just saying things about her that are not true. And finally, last night or yesterday afternoon, she had enough, and she addressed it in detail with receipts, as they call it. And it was interesting, because she put that out there, and she said that, like, I don't think she quit. People are like, did she quit? She's not going to talk about this anymore. I'd have to go re-listen to it, but my understanding of it was that, like, people like her are being told that if they support me, which she does, then they don't support Karen Reed, and that Bill Reed says "fuck you" or something like that, and that's just untrue. That's just not fact check. Untrue. That's just blatantly untrue. Not only can you support both, you should. The fights are very similar. It's against the same people, the same general corruption. Um, it's just nonsense. There's no reason. Like, I support. So the issue, and one of the things that she said last night. Hold on one sec. Goddamn snow. I don't know if I have this. Let's see what we have here. I think I might have screen recorded this. Pull this up. This is what Melanie said.
Well, maybe other people are doing it, but I'm the only one doing it. Well, maybe other people are doing it, but I haven't watched it, so I don't know. But Karen's team needs to come out and address this, because you don't want to alienate half your supporters. And I fear that that's what's been done. You tell me if you think I'm wrong. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. She deserves all the support, but you can't have people like out there like that speaking for you, alienating everyone. I mean, I expect that from the people who have historically been on, the John O'Keefe was hit by a car side. But this is insane. I'm done. I'm done with it. Here's that ML Cupcake coming in. That fundraiser was not a fundraiser when they turned down $5,000 from Turtle Boy and put people down in the chat. I mean, the part that I watched on the Read Files. I think it's called the Read Files channel, right? And they shut the chat down at some point. They just shut it down. And people are like, oh, he just wanted Turtle Boy just wanted attention for himself, and he was in there trolling. The thing that I saw that he said was, invite me on, I'll donate $1,000 and I'll get it going. He's like an auctioneer. He's like, I'll get people to donate more money. And he probably would have. That's it. Because the people were told, if you support Turtle Boy, don't give us money, right? I mean, am I wrong about that? Is there a receipt on that? Turtle Boy recorded her. Why would they have Turtle Boy? Who released the recording? Where did that recording come from? That's what I want to know. Cheers, go vibes. Thank you so much.
So you heard it there, about the first part. I mean, what are the exact words? Hold on, I just want to hear the exact words so I don't mess this up.
Well, maybe other people are doing it, but I haven't watched it, so I don't know.
One more time.
I'm the only one doing it. Well, maybe other people are doing it, but I haven't watched it, so I don't know. But Karen's team needs to come out and address this, because you don't want to alienate half your supporters. And
yeah, she specifically said that her team needs to come out and address this because you don't want to alienate your supporters. So, I said that, but I don't tell Karen Reed what to do. But a lot of people in the comments have said that, And, and it's easy to dismiss comment people. You know what I mean? It's easy to dismiss people on Twitter. Oh, you're just a person on Twitter. You don't, who cares what you say? You're an idiot. You don't speak for Karen. I do. There's a lot of that going around. And so for Melanie Little, who was very influential, to come out and say that, they should say something, because people like Melanie, that's her valid truth journey, is, like it or not, she is feeling not welcomed. Like she's being told by people who claim to speak for the family or whatever, right? That people like her are not welcomed, right? That people like her are, because you support Turtle Boy, you are no longer you're out of the family. And, you heard her. She said that she thinks that they need to say something about this. And when other people say that, when other people make that argument, it's like I said, it's easy to dismiss them as internet trolls. But the fact is, Melanie Little carries a lot of influence. She's very respected in this. And it was very nice to see. Let me see if I can find this. I didn't I probably should have verified with this that this was actually him. It was just sent to me, a screenshot of it. Nick Rocco post. I'm going to pull up hold on. Let me just jump on my computer real quick. Okay. All right. Okay. How do I turn this off? All right. Anyway, how do we get rid of this guy? God damn it. I got it on my phone going. The new update with iPhones, I don't know how to exit this tab on Chrome. How do I exit this? Where's the thing? How do I get rid of that? I'm just going to close the whole thing. All right, there we go. Out. Anyway, let me see if I can bring this up. Hold on. I mean, I just go on my page and, when you see nothing but drama, something's wrong. It just needs to stop, man. How can we fix this? So I'm a fixer. All right, let me bring up my thing here. So this is what Nick Rocco posted. And again, he is close to Karen Reed. I've said before that he speaks for Karen Reed. I don't know as a fact. I just assume, but when somebody appears to be, they're close, partners, I guess, because they're running this channel together. So Nick posted the following in the chat. He said, "That's wild. I can tell you, Karen has never said she doesn't want people to support her who also support Aiden." So that's not directly from Karen, but Karen's also not on Twitter. And so, he said that Karen has never said that she doesn't want people to support her who also support Karen. So there you go. That ends it. And so, because a lot of people have said that, and people like Melanie, the effect of that is that people like Melanie feel like, okay, oh, you don't want my support? Okay, no problem. And you can't have that. You can't have that. So, anyway, I'm just sitting over here drama free, trying to be address it, but not address it too much, really share my thoughts too much. And so I shared it and I said, thank you to Karen Reed for debunking the complete lie that's been put out, been put forth by content creators and others who seem to think that they speak for the Reed family.
One in particular, who once said he had doubts about Karen's innocence, said that Bill Reed hates anyone who supported Turtle Boy. So this just needs to be addressed, because like I feel like this isn't drama because I'm addressing something that is important. Like, you can't lose Melanie Little. You know what I mean? You can't lose her. She's too important. She has to be protected at all costs. It says this lie has now been completely exposed. So like it has to be addressed. Like, that's the thing. It's like when her speaking out and putting that out there and whatever. And so it says, I said, this lie has now been completely exposed for the divisive falsehood it was. What happened on the fundraiser the other night was sad and unfortunate. And the Reed family and Runkle deserve better. Deserve more respect than they were showed. I truly feel that way. Go on Runkle's comments on, because he streamed it too. Go on Runkle's comments on the fundraiser stream and see what his supporters are saying. And, you know, they felt like that's their guy. If you're a Runkle fan, you know, you've been a Runkle fan for years, and you're watching him up there, and they felt he would never say anything himself because that's not his style. But a lot of people felt disrespected for him, if you will. So it goes on to say, apologies are in order, but I haven't heard any yet. The reckless attacks on great people like Emily C., Mazamedia, Melanie Little, Erica Walsh, and others who have done so much for this movement for the crime of choosing to be above the drama were shameful. I think it spoke volumes that Karen chose to sit this out, the fundraiser. The days of dividing this movement are over. We are all rowing in the same direction of justice. That's the big thing here. We are all rowing in the same direction of justice. And if you don't want to be on this boat, you don't have to. No one owns or speaks for Karen Reed except her, which was kind of ironic because I then shared a screenshot, of whatchamacallit, of Nick Rocco, kind of speaking for her. But again, she doesn't have a Twitter account, so she can't post that herself. But you're right, she hasn't said anything. But I think, you know, one way or another, it's perceived as her saying something. So I trying to stay drum. I have a big hearing this week. You know, that's what I'm focused on. And it's just a shame that this dominates the news cycle during that week. And again, you feel like you're too nice. I'm just not. For me, in my position, I'm facing serious criminal charges, and we have serious things coming up this year. And I need the support of the community, and I need to focus. And so I'm not hung up on whose fault it is as much as I want to just, it's beneficial to me to just have this die out. Like, I just would rather this not happen, you know? So that's what I'm focused on. So like if you think I'm not, that I should be calling this person out, saying this and that doesn't do me any help. Okay. So I have like real problems, and you know what helps me? Unity. That's what helps me. So, and that's it. So this is like, and it kind of feels good. I've been drama free for so long now. I don't even know how many days. You'd have to ask my sponsor. We got to be way over 30 now. That it just comes like at first being drama free was a work, like in progress. It was like, took effort. Now I've been doing it for so long that it's like second nature. It's just like, I just know, definitely can't talk about that. Definitely not going to get involved in that. Whereas like I might have before, you know? So focus. So yeah. All right. Anybody else? Let's see. Why don't I put the turtle chat at the top of the chat here? If anybody wants to have their messages read. I mean, look at these morning shows. I got 1.7 thousand people watching. Even Jess Machado, who's live at the same time as me, you know, that's not like a shot or anything like that. We both go live in the morning. Has 1.1 thousand. So that just shows you. I mean, that's almost 3,000 people listening to her and I combined. And that, you know, it just shows that we have not lost our touch. We have not lost our fastball. People still listen to us, etc. Let me see if we have any turtle chats here. So I pinned the turtle chat to the top. If anybody wants their messages read, they can click on that. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. We'd be praying for me. I appreciate that. I started it all. I disagree, Denise. We'll follow and Ray from Dallas. Yeah, you're missing some names on there, but okay. Well, you go with that. You go with that, Fairy Tale. You disagree with my take, but respect my opinion. Well, thank you. I don't know what my take was. I don't really have a take. All right, what else do we got going on here? I listened last night for a short while when you popped on. You did a great making your point. Yeah, so I wanted it clear. I told Grant this last night that he read some sort of impounded message from Michael Proctor that we've had for a while, and he read it out loud, and I just wanted to clarify with something that that was not, that is an impounded message that's not supposed to be for public consumption. So that's all. I went on there to say that, and I have nothing more to say about anything else that transpired. All right. Whoa. She should address it. I'm afraid of getting tangled with Aiden. I'm upset with Aiden. I'm no longer aligned with Aiden. It's between us. I see what you're saying. A lot of people feel that way. But whatever. Again, I don't think that's bad advice. And I think Melanie Little kind of said the same thing. I think if you put up the context clues together here of Alan Jackson saying really nice things about me on last Monday, and if you look on the pattern here, there is a pattern of unity coming from both camps that I think is beneficial to everyone. Like stuff like this that I need to expose. I don't really need to expose anyone, because that's drama and that's feeding into it. I don't need to do that right now. I don't know who's streaming my hearing Friday. We'll find out. I got mad props from Stephanie and Loophole Lawyer yesterday. Really? Wait, who's Stephanie? Do I know Stephanie? What's this? All right. I can't wait for the next TV fundraiser. Yes, for sure. It'll be great. Maybe we won't need one. Maybe if we got a big motion coming up, man. A motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove. If he is recused as prosecutor, then the case will be stateless, as Mark Betterow said. So we'll find out. I love that she said you are being persecuted, Melanie Little said, and we need to fight for you and freedom speech. You are exactly, man. Who cares if you don't like me? Who cares? You don't have to like Karen to fight for her innocence too. A lot of people don't care for Karen Read, the person, but it doesn't matter, because you can't frame people for murder, and you can't murder people either. You can't cover up their murder. That's not okay. So it doesn't matter if you like Karen Read. It doesn't matter if you like me. What matters is that the government can't do this to people. That's what this movement is all about. It's like an anti-corrupt government movement. That's what it is. All right. Yeah, AJ's by design. He knows he needs our support. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't he want our support either? Of course he wants our support. It's better that way. It's better that way. Why wouldn't you want that, Oh, Samantha Benigno was on Loophole Lawyer. I got to watch that. 27 days is a new habit. Oh, Steph is rotten mango? Okay. Samantha, okay. Nan is streaming the hearing? I didn't know she had a channel. That's not confirmed. That statement is not confirmed. Yeah. Thank you, Steph. You could be upset with somebody and support what they're fighting for. It's called being an adult. Amen, sister. Amen. And they weren't even jealous about the Wilbur. JFK and them were outside, They were outside the Wilbur. They clearly weren't jealous at all. Like we were getting along great, And thank you for gifting memberships, Fairy Raven. I appreciate that. Let's fucking go, Cheech. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Don't let them get you down. You don't look anything like James Jackson, I promise. Don't let them get you down. Yeah, Scott McGinnis. I was completely fine with Melanie saying what she did. Scott is another person who has been criticized. Scott, you might notice, as a wrench, because Scott is one of the real ones. Scott is a guy who was outside of court. He was also in the Karen Reed fundraiser. He's another perfect example of somebody who wants to support both causes. And I would never, ever ask him, don't associate with those people. Those people said mean things about me. It's not his job to be like, oh, I can't associate with these people because they said something mean about Turtle Boy, who I also support. It's like, who cares? He's just out there fight with a sign every day, fighting for justice. That's what it's all about right there. Yeah, the forensic room has been copyright striking everyone. They're going to lose those. We've already won. And I think I'll keep you updated on that. But you can lose your channel if you are allowed to play people's content and critique it. That's called fair use. That's what everyone has done with them. Okay. Loophole Lawyer was on I Don't Belong Here. He really had your back. I got to go listen to that. We've texted before. He's cool. You can't murder people. It's against the law. Yes, we're definitely going to plan a fundraiser for Karen. I just got to I don't know who's going to take charge of that, but we like the idea. It's, Melanie said you were the only one who's been to jail this whole debacle. I mean, that's just a fact. I am the only one who's been to jail. Karen Reed did spend 2 nights in a cell in the Milton State Police Barracks, but that's not jail. And, you'd have to put on you're not like a prisoner. You're not given a number or, anything like that. You have a PIN to call people. It's not quite the same thing, but, she obviously, that's not to say she hasn't been through a lot. She has, obviously. But I have been, in jail for 60 days. All right. Let's get the band back together. Amen, Christina. Amen. Yeah, what I want to know is who died and made certain people the patron saints of FKR. Amen. Amen. It's like I feel like I don't even speak for that. I feel like I had a lot to do with the whole Free Karen Reed thing. I think I did. I might have played a part in that. I feel like it's not a big deal to say that. And I don't even say that, I would never say that. You can't falsely arrest people for fake witness intimidation. Amen. Amen. And the 6-string show comment was not even a bad comment. It was supposed to be just pointing out that Brian Higgins, if he's listening to JFK show, he's listening to everything. That was my take on that. And I've told them that. I don't think they really take offense to that. Okay. What else? Let me see if we got any donos here. Hold on. Any turtle chats? Nope. Okay. I did get a Cash App. Let me read this Cash App. All right. Holly sends $20 and says, their drama is disgusting. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Holly. That's exactly what I will do. Jennifer also sends $5 and says drama free. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'll do just that. If anyone else wants their messages read, Turtle Chat is linked to the top of the chat, or you can cash at me $, Uncle Turtle Boy. Make sure you please smash that subscribe button. We have 2,000 people watching, 2,057 to be exact. My Bus Stop Live YouTube presentation. So go ahead and smash that. Give us a thumbs up, a subscribe button, comment, whatever. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to address that. How about grant spaces last night? That's just an area I don't want to get into publicly on my show. The only thing I had any interest in publicly discussing, of course, was the Proctor text messages, because that pertained to my case. So that's I'm not going there. That would be that is an area that I not today, Satan. I got another Cash App here. Let's see. Holly sends $10 and says, Karen Reed's lack of support for you is upsetting and ungreat. That's all it says. Ungreat. So again, I don't drama free here. We're not doing that. It's fine. Karen Reed, it's fine if she does. It's fine if she doesn't. I support her regardless. That's all I'm going to do. Period. And she does. We've had many conversations. She's made it very clear she supports my cause, and she said it's important. So she's early on, and after the days of the trial, we discussed her coming to one of my court dates, and she said she'd like to, because my case is important, she said. So she definitely does not want me charged with this. She understands how unjust it is, etc. So that's the private conversations I've had with her about that. She has said those things. All right, what else do we have here? I do know this case better than anyone. I'll give you that one. I've known this case better than a lot of people have caught up. Really know this case really well. But back in the day, I was like the guru of this case and knew it better than anyone. Good morning, Maria. Nice to see you. How are you? Some people, 40% of people said don't do it, the fundraiser, and maybe I'll jump on someone else's, we claimed the counter thing to copyright, but we have to wait to hear back. The episode is not back up, but the strike is removed at the moment. So the strike was removed because we did a counterclaim, and now they have to show that they have filed a lawsuit. Like, this is what happened to Krusty. And remember, Krusty forged a federal complaint and submitted it to them. Remember that? So now that's what they need to do. They need to show that they filed a federal lawsuit against us for copyright. And I don't think they're going to show that, because I think they just like to sit on the computer pressing buttons, but actually hiring an attorney and writing out a federal complaint and filing it in federal court. That's a lot more work. That is a lot more work. Okay. And I'd like to have a fundraiser for myself, but that just shows, hey, you know what? I'm selfless. I believe that my cause needs funding, right? Because this is expensive, and I could definitely this has been very expensive, much more expensive than I thought when I first was arrested. I thought I had a flat fee for my attorney. That'll carry me through. It's a lot of money to do. It has gotten significantly more expensive because, as it turns out, this is very complicated, this case. So I could certainly use, the funding. I could use donations. People are free to give it whenever they want to the Give, Send, Go. But I'm also selfless. And so I'm happy to promote somebody else's and do a fundraiser for somebody else as a sign of good faith and unity and all that stuff, I mean, it was a nice necklace, I guess. I wouldn't have, if I had limited time with Bill Reed, that would not be the first topic of discussion. I would talk about something else, but, that's just me. You went from Canine Falco right to Karen Reed. Yes. That was a good story. That was a good story. The Canine Falco story, it was. Sorry, I'm at 9:07 in the chat now. So I'm getting more and more back. You heard about me on social media. I was a key figure in the case. I only watched the second trial. And from there, I found you because you were cited as a main and reliable source. Well, that's great. That's nifty. A lot of people just watched the second trial. You know, you missed out if you missed the first one, but that's what brought people in, you know, and once you start watching the case, all of a sudden you're like, well, it's this Turtle Boy thing. It's part of the case. The government made it part of the case, not me. Had they not charged me with the crime, you might not be hearing about me as much. But they are the ones that decided to make me part of the story, not me. I still think a combined fundraiser for you and Karen will show unity, and whatever gets, that's not bad. But again, I don't know how you do that. You have to have two. I don't want like money coming into a Stripe account or anything like that, and then I'm responsible for. I don't want to do that. I just want to have a transparent, like that, a link everyone could see to see how much money has gone up in the fund. You know, I love that you decided that the next Wilbur show will be called The Relapse. Exactly, but that's at the Wilbur. That's another date. That's all. What happened to Altman? Yeah, she's kind of, I mean, she got engaged. I haven't seen her. She's a mod for me, and I haven't seen her much. So I hope she's okay. Mar was in the glare charged with witness intimidation as well, for the same reason that no one else at the rolling rally was charged. They don't want him. No offense to Will. They don't want him. They want me and only me. That because I'm effective. That's what these anti-Turtle Boy pro Karen Reed people don't get, is that like the government recognizes my significance in this movement and what I've done. That's why they want me arrested, because I'm too effective at exposing them. They are threatened by me, you know? Let's see. All right. Oh, happy birthday to the baker. January 20th, inauguration day, huh? Congratulations, Baker. Are you a Capricorn? Does that count as Capricorn? Or are you right on the verge of the next one? I forget. Fellow Capricorn here, if so. Yeah. Imagine someone was out there saying like, Aiden, see, I have a YouTube channel, so I could just debunk it immediately. You know, if somebody was out here saying, Aiden hates you, Aiden's family hates you, I could just be like, no, that's not true. But, you know, people are like, wow, geez, Tracy Girl says, don't you dare hold a fundraiser. Sorry, I might. My counterclaim runs out tomorrow. I haven't been sued yet. That's great. Me neither. Karen's never raised money for you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if like that's tit for tat. If you're only doing something for somebody because you expect something in return, then that's not what I'm doing this for. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. I can raise my own money. I have other people that can help me raise money. I'll be okay. Would I accept help from Karen Reed? Of course. Always would have, but I don't need it. That's the difference. And I don't hold anything against her for choosing not to be publicly associated with me during a time when they are trying to jam her up on conspiracy charges or whatever, you know? A lot of people are saying I should do my own fundraiser. Jeez. You know, do a raffle with merch. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest with you. The person who did a lot of my fundraising was, after I got out of jail, was my ex-girlfriend. She did a lot of work. She did a lot. She was like my manager. She was like my secretary, like, and that was a big reason, of course. And I talked about this in my truth journey, my valid truth journey, that I was hesitant to end the relationship because I'm like, I was dependent on her. I'm like, I can't, how do I survive without this person? You know, but then you have to remind yourself, how did I survive before this person? And the fact of the matter is she did a lot. Okay. She did all, like she organized like 4 fundraisers for me, you know, including 2 trivia nights, you know, and she did the majority of the work setting that up. Okay. And I don't have that anymore. And so, she even did like, remember she did like a 6633 raffle for Karen Reed, and they raised like $33,000. Remember that? Like in one fucking day. She actually did that to spite the Roccos. Like it was like because they were getting too much credit, she thought, for raising money for Karen Reed, and like you should be getting credit, Aiden. You know, you should. You and I we'll raise, we'll do this 50, we'll do the 6633 not raffle. It was giveaway. We'll do that together, and we'll show Karen that, you know, we are very valuable to her. And it was right before the end of the first trial. We did that. You know, so yeah, I mean, I got a story about that for another time, but yeah, I mean, it's like I don't have that anymore. You know, I have a lot of people that want to help, you know, but when you become so dependent on one person and then they're gone and then nobody, like I haven't assigned anyone to kind of fill that void. It's just like shit doesn't happen as much, you know? All right, I'm going to go to the front of the line here. Yes, this is one I might do this summer. I've did that 2021, the Turtle Rider Cup, as we called it. I got to talk to them. I want to do a golf tournament again for sure. The golf tournament was dope. That will sell out in 5 seconds because there's only like 144 slots for the golf tournament. That'll sell out in 5 seconds, I think. I would love to do that again. Jessica says, if you don't do a fundraiser for yourself, I will. I will eventually, you know. Who, me? No, not me. Not me. I don't do well with the ladies. Just do a show at the Wilbur. Oh, we will be. I wish you could get a solid personal assistant. That's the thing. You can't mix business with personal. You know, that's the problem. And I did that. Yeah, we don't do raffles. Exactly. Be able to do more if I was physically there more. You do so much already, Laura. There's nothing more you could do. You do everything. Laura is easily the most important person behind the scenes to all things Turtle Boy. Without her, this whole thing falls apart. I hope everybody knows that. And she doesn't want credit. She probably would be mad at me for like even putting that out there. She just likes to quietly do shit and wants nothing in return. Nothing. She just likes it, you know. She thinks it's important what we're doing. Okay. All right, let me fast forward. Yeah, they are only, I agree with this comment. They are only threatening those conspiracy charges because they want her and you to be divided. That I agree with 1,000%. 1,000%. We can raise the 33K for you. I mean, yeah, maybe, you know, you're more than welcome to start your own. I accept it. Those are so easy to do. Anybody that wants to do like a 6633, like during the Karen Reed trial, it was like every week there would be a new giveaway. Every week. And with, you know, without her in my life, she was the fundraiser, you know? So yeah, you know, there's no reason we can't do that with mine. What about selling a date with you? No, that's prostitution. That's especially if we have to go all the way. So I don't think that's legal. I don't know what the ethics on that are. Like, does it have to be romantic? Am I obligated to hook up at the end of it? Or is it optional? You know, I don't know how that works. If I have to, I have to, you know? All right. Will you turn down money? I never turn down money. Never. Why would I turn down money? Yes, we got to do some giveaways like that. You're right. But again, this is like, it is why it's why the breakup was hard, man. She ran everything. She had like everything, like to his partner, told her everything, shared everything with her partner. That's the only if there's penetration, she says. Yikes. Sex cult isn't until Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to rent a huge place in Boston. I would love that, We're going to get hundreds of fundraising managers in the inbox now. Yes, we are, Laura. I'm sorry about that. I'll do it. You always make the disclaimer that you're only paid for your time. That's true. Yeah, just the tip, a Chili's date. We did a giveaway for a Chili's, eat with Chili's with me and Meredith back in the day. And the woman who won it, I contacted her a bunch of times and she just didn't respond. So I don't know. Maybe she just wanted to donate. I don't know. So we never got to do it. So I guess we could do another one. Okay. A squares would be a good one. A Turtle Boy squares for a Super Bowl if we do it for sure. We might be able to do like $100 squares for that, Half of the money goes to the legal defense fund, half goes to you. People don't appreciate how much time giveaways take. They do, because like you got to input all the names and everything into the raffle. That is hard. It is true. You got pregnant listening to Lily Spaces this morning. Interesting. It's been a lot of spaces in general lately. I would buy every raffle ticket, giveaway ticket. Chili's is my shit. It's the best, Megan, isn't it? It is the best. All right. Let me see if we have any turtle chats here. Give me one moment. We do. Christy from Western North Carolina. Western North Carolina. That'd be like the mountains, wouldn't it? Because the eastern would be the ocean. So sends $100. That's so sweet of you, Christy. It's so generous. She goes, I don't usually comment in the lives, but I do listen and follow along. I wanted to send a little support with a note of encouragement. Standing up for what you believe in isn't easy, and the weight you've carried hasn't gone unnoticed. I am wishing you strength, peace of mind, and steadier days ahead. Take care of yourself. Okay? I appreciate that so much. I appreciate the encouragement. You're right. The go get them and everything will be okay. I do appreciate messages like that. I used to get those in jail a lot, and those really uplifted my spirits and got me through it, reminded me that I wasn't alone. Yeah, I mean, Patriots in the Super Bowl, we could sell out one. I bet you we could sell like a bunch of squares, bunch of them. $100 squares, $50 squares, $25 squares. Like we could do that 100%. All right. Anybody else got anything? Did we have any cash apps? Did I feel another cash app? I forgot. My phone keeps vibrating. I forget. Yeah. Holly has sent a couple more. And she says, M. Wolf is suing M. Trump over freedom of speech. I don't know what that means. Then she sends another 10 and says, look it up. Interesting. Lots of filings. Okay. I'll look that up. Thank you. Have 4 squares with different price brackets. Yeah, that's exactly it. Because not everybody can do $100 squares, Squares, for those of you unfamiliar, are you set up a grid of there's 100 squares and you guess what the final ending of the Super Bowl will be, the second digit of each team score. So like the numbers will line up top. It'll be in no specific order. Like for Patriots, suppose the Patriots play the Rams in the Super Bowl. Like it'd be like Patriots, like 7, 6, 1, 9, 3, 2, 5, 8, whatever, 0. And same with the Rams on the vertical axis. And so like, then you fill in the squares. You do the squares first before you do the numbers. And then you see, so if you get a square that says like Patriots 3 and Rams 8, that means you need the Patriots score to end in the number 3 and the Rams score to end in the number 8, and you win. You're the winner. That's how you do it. So the certain numbers are better than others. You don't want like 5 is a bad number. Not a good square. The numbers you want are 1, 0, 4, 7, 8. Those are the numbers you want, right? 9 is a bad one. 5 is a horrible one. 2 is not a good one. 3 is middle, not that good. 6, you don't really want 6. But yeah, that's how squares work. The Intimidator vibrator toy. I mean, if I really wanted to go there, if I really just wanted to prostitute myself out, I could just start an OnlyFans tomorrow and just like my whole, everything will be taken care of after that. I would be fucking, I won't even need any more donations. I could, but I can't go there. I can't whore myself out like that. I can't do it. You know, if I want to become that, I have no doubt about it, but I can't go there. I can't do it, you know? All right. Yeah, you don't get to pick your numbers. It's all luck. Exactly. Because else everyone pick the good numbers. 3 is good for the first quarter. That is a good first quarter number. That's true. You would be a millionaire. Maybe. But I can't go there. Once you become like an online prostitute, then there's no going back from that, you know? Not when you have kids. Exactly. Like you can't do that when maybe if I was just like whatever, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Enough people have seen it. I don't really care anymore. But like, you know, I got kids and shit, you know? I can't have that. You would sell out in 14 seconds. Exactly. It would be fast. Fast. Even just Turtle Boy OnlyFans, even just already released tapes would there's plenty out there. There's plenty out there. Often like against my will. Like every time, I've never once put anything out there like that, but it gets out there. Yeah, I wish her page had, the old page had, you could see who was donating and the message they sent. It doesn't have it on the new one. I don't know why. But you told us, I am a skank, April, stupid April. You know that better than anyone. You know that better than anyone. But like, I can't, being a skank privately is not the same as being a skank publicly. She says, you don't have to OnlyFans with hardcore stuff. Yeah, but so you're saying like solo stuff. If I wanted to do that, I have no doubt I could sell out in 5 seconds. Believe me. Believe me. I have no doubt about it. I know that's weird, but it would. Like a lot of people are like, that's fucking weird. I wouldn't subscribe to you. You don't have to. You don't have, trust me. Trust me. Trust me. That's all like that. They would just be perfectly fine with that. You know, dedicated ones, like you say your name or something like that. Like are you kidding me? Trust me. You don't see my inbox. Trust me. But I can't go there. I can't, once you do that, once you open that door, then what? You know? Do like Kim K. She got paid for sex videos. That's the thing. That's not what we're talking about here. We're not even talking about sex videos. I'm not, what happened here? Where'd this conversation go? I'm a prude and cringing at some sex stuff is my limit. It's all good until you scare the horses. The horses. Rocco said they haven't turned on the part that shows the names of donors. Okay, so wonder why. Maybe they just don't want people doxxed. Who knows? No, like modeling, whatever. Oh, okay, gotcha. Nobody wants to see me model. That's weird, you know? That would not sell if I was just modeling. That'd be weird. I'm not a model. It's too early for this. Thank you. It is too early for this. You have an inbox? Yeah, I have like people message me on Twitter, and I have several inboxes. No more sex videos. Probably not going to stick to that, to be perfectly honest with you. Once you start doing it, it's like a thrill, you know? Okay. Fridge Daddy shirts. I already have them. I wear them sometimes on the show. You guys are dirty. You guys are dirty. No, I don't. I'm not doing the feet shit. That's weird. People do. I don't know how people are into that. Some people are real into the feet stuff. I'm like, nope, that will not be happening. No, no, no. You won't even need to show your face. You guys put way too much thought into this. But the voice would be there. You know, the voice. Aren't you scared to date or hook up right now? No, not at all. I'm not scared. I mean, what's going to happen? You know, obviously, I'm not remaining abstinent. That's for sure. So no, I'm not scared. What are they going to do? Post like so? I get it. Like you were like you might hook up with somebody and then they put it out there. Okay, you know, if that happens, it happens. Like whatever. I'm human. Fridge Daddy, gray sweatpants and shorts. Okay. Thoughts on Notre Dame next year? Yeah, they're going to be top five going into the season. That's what they say. They're the second favorite right now to win the Natty after Ohio State, if you go on Vegas. So that's a good sign. That means they got a good class coming in. NDAs, yeah, you know. Yeah, no kink shaming, but the feet stuff is weird. Exactly. I don't get it. But again, I don't need to get it. So, will you be on at 9 tonight? It is a Tuesday, so that is a yes. We'll be on 9 tonight. Let me refresh the turtle chats. Do we have any here? Give me a second. I got to charge this up. All right, charged up. All right, we got a couple more here. Mindy sends $10, goes, when you get a chance, watch Samantha and Loophole Lawyer from yesterday. Lots of good conversations and nice things to say about you. I will definitely be watching that. I love them both. Lisa sends $10, goes, yard signs, please. Yard signs, that'd be interesting. The ladies do love gray sweatpants, don't they? I did not know what that meant. That's how Fartbox initially hit on me with people. The first message she sent to me was like, this is before people called me daddy. And she was like, it's almost gray sweat. She used like a fig account. She's like, it's almost gray sweatpants season. And I'm like, yeah, it's getting cold. Getting a little cold. I was such a boomer. She was just like, it's almost gray sweatpants season. I'm like, yeah, fall. Definitely. Comfortable. Big fan of gray sweatpants. And then I Googled what gray sweatpants are. And apparently the ladies like that because it, you know, shows, I don't know, not as much as black sweatpants, I guess. It like accentuates your dick. And so when I Googled that, I'm like, oh, she's trying to get the intimidator. I see what's happening there. It took me a minute. I did not know that. I felt like embarrassed at first. I mean, it's getting a little cold, you know, picture getting that back. She's like, well, that didn't work out the way I wanted. Welcome, new member. It's just Lisa. Thank you for joining. Fridays, members only. Get your memberships now. Folks. What's the deal with parking next Friday? That's a great guess. It's Boston. Don't just think you're going to show up there and park. Plan ahead. Take the train in. I don't know, something. It definitely makes it harder. That's for sure. Imprint day. It's the female version of the yoga pants. There you go. Thank you, Megan. You didn't know that? Yeah, that's what the gray sweat. It's like it's a comment about like, show me your dick. That's basically what gray sweatpants means. Like, I'm enjoying looking at your dick. That's what that means. Yes, Frankie, that is correct. Valentine's Day fundraiser, possibly, yeah. You're Ubering. There you go, Maria. There we go. Smart. Yeah, I'm sure there's parking garages. You just got to pay Boston prices for that, you know. Thank you for joining, Lynn Britton. Enjoy your new membership. Hope you like it here. Enjoy your Friday shows that no one else gets. Members only. All right, anyone else we got left? Anything else you guys want to talk about? See if we have any more donos here. Nope, we're good. All right, cool. Anyway, guys, I guess we will go get started with my day. Spot Hero. Yeah, definitely download the Spot Hero app. That's a good point. You might save money doing on Spot Hero. Because Spot Hero is my jam. When I go to park in Boston, that thing's great. Gives you like prices everywhere. You find a nice spot, garage, see how long you're willing to walk for, you know, etc. All right. Well, I am going to go get started with my day, but thank all you fine people for supporting the cause, and we will see you guys all tonight for the live show. All right. Peace to you, bum crease. Outie.
Top down, riding down Main, it's a clear night, screens glowing blue, got the facts in my headlights, Commonwealth tripping, but the truth stay calm. Morrissey and Lally, I'ma read them like Psalms. KP throwing shade from a broke down porch, but the files in my lap like a flame to a torch. I don't raise my voice, I just let the game speak. Steady with the grind while the crooked run weak. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks. They can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just ride a slow grind. Midnight oil burning, pen hit the pad slow. Every word cut clean like the rims on the 6-4. From Boston to Brockton, the whispers all hum. Turtle boys riding in the reckoning gon' come. Lally in the back room, Morrissey on the phone. Trying to twist the narrative, but they can't postpone. I'm just sipping on the facts while the city play pretend. True, got no curfew, I'ma run it to the end. See, this ain't about fame. This about that long game. You can duck, you can weave, but the truth still call your name. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks. They can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just riding slow.